That is pretty much the perfect window, I think, for the Matildas. Another clean sheet and another win. Two back-to-back wins here against Korea Republic. 2-0 in Newcastle on Monday evening. Goals to Mary Fowler and Kaitlyn. Torpey, would love to hear from you guys. What were your thoughts on these two matches, and specifically this 2-0 victory in Newcastle, which was probably even better than the 1-0 win on Friday in Sydney. Heading into this game, we did see a couple of changes to Australia's lineup, interestingly. We expected to see changes, obviously. I mean, these being friendly matches, this is a chance for Tom Samani, the current interim coach, to experiment with things, give, new faces and maybe players we don't see that often, get more of a chance in this Tilly starting lineup. So the three changes came at left back, Courtney Nevin coming in for Jamila Rankin. We also saw Claire Wheeler get a start ahead of Winona Heatley in midfield, and Mary Fowler as well coming in to start, which was good to see. She looked bright off the bench on Friday night, and she came in here to start ahead of Kaitlyn Ford. So for Australia's lineup, a lot to like here about the lineup here. A good mix of experience and some of the younger options there as well. But overall, you look at that squad, it is, there is plenty of experience combined there with all of the players in that starting 11. A relatively quiet first half for the Matildas, not too much going on for both sides. A couple early chances, but it did, come in the 43rd minute, that first goal there, Mary Fowler, and what a nicely worked goal it was as well. Courtney Nevin with a pass to find Van Egmond, who had that space on the edge of the box. And Emily Van Egmond, this is what she provides, that cutting pass, that vision to find Mary Fowler. It was the perfect pass, and a nicely worked goal from Fowler too, because she had defenders close, around her. She had to get that first touch right, set it up perfectly for her to get the strike away through the legs of the goalkeeper. Great goal from Australia, and it's what we want to see, that sort of clinical, fast-moving play, and we got that from the Tillies. And Van Egmond, who we're seeing her play that advanced attacking playmaker role, which isn't a position we've seen her play all that much in recent times for Australia, at least. We've often seen her, sit a little bit deeper, maybe one of those holding midfielders, maybe alongside Cooney Cross. But seeing her play that advanced role, I mean, this is something that I've talked about, for some time now, even years ago on this channel. Speaking about Emily Van Egmond, I've always been of the opinion that, her best position is playing as that number 10, that playmaker. She wears the number 10 on the back of her shirt. And with little moments like that where she can set it up, with a perfect pass for her teammates, that's why she flourishes so well in that advanced attacking position to set up goals just like this. And Mary Fowler, obviously a player of her quality, she's going to finish off a chance like that. She did very, very well. Second half, man, the Tillies lifted the tempo seriously in the second half, I thought. And we look at the stats here from Google, 16 shots in the end, a lot of those coming in the second half, 7 of those on target. Korea Republic, look, they were a threat across both games. We had to be switched on defensively still to maintain these clean sheets. 9 shots for Korea Republic, just the 1 on target. And again, Tilly's having a bit more possession in this game, which was good to see as well. So overall, this game was a bit of an improvement from Friday night. Friday night was good. I thought this was even better from the Matildas. The substitution of Kaitlyn Ford, we should talk about the substitutes for a second here. Kaitlyn Ford was fantastic. She brought so much energy coming on into that forward position. What a player she is. I mean, when she's on the ball, when she's playing with confidence, she is hard to stop. And not only was looking a threat to score a goal, but was setting up moves for teammates as well. Just a fantastic player, and again provides another option for that central striker position. I think Kaitlyn Ford, we know she can play out wide, but even playing through the middle, she is a threat as well. Kaitlyn Torpey coming off the bench in a wide position and scoring, great moment for Kaitlyn Torpey. It was a bit of a mess, that goal. Took a couple efforts, but it finally went in off that deflection from Torpey's strike. Great to see Hunt and Pryor get some game time as well, so we saw a slightly different defensive setup towards the end of the game. And then Leah Davidson, again, from Melbourne City, another one of these exciting midfield players who are coming through and, just provide that more depth for the Tillies as well. And it's something that we'll talk about a bit later on, but, in terms of things that we've learned from these two games, but one of the exciting things is just the depth that we've seen. And it's great to see that almost all of our players, in the squad have gotten a run. Obviously not the goalkeepers, but, Heatley, Rankin, Heyman all got a run on Friday night as well. So just about every player, getting some minutes here for the Tillies, which is always great to see. So the depth, the squad depth is looking really good, which is what we want to establish now. We are all roughly a year out from the next year's Asian Cup. We want to be establishing that strong squad depth now. Getting minutes to players who could potentially have a big tournament next year. So happy about that. Happy with the performance. The Matildas, we really went for it. I think in that second half. Great for us to get the 2 goals as well, and great for us to keep the clean sheet. Obviously we've had some poor performances in recent months. The She Believes Cup was a huge disappointment. This is a big turnaround for the Matildas. Look, to be fair, I think we'd expect to pick up victories on home soil against Korea Republic. We know Korea Republic are a tricky team, and we know obviously they defeated us in the last Asian Cup in that quarterfinal. So again, it wasn't an easy matchup for Australia, but just good for us to get the wins and the clean sheets as well. And overall across both games, strong performances from a lot of players. There wasn't really any bad performances from any of our players, I thought, across both games. So very happy with it. Holly McNamara, worth mentioning her again, starting both games in that forward position. She's looking very exciting. Obviously in great form with Melbourne City in the A-League Women's, and she provides another option in that forward position as well. So overall, a very successful window for the Matildas. Let me know your thoughts on this game and how it panned out, and who is your player of the match? Let me know in the comments. Join the discussion. Hit the like button to support the channel here. My name's Lockie, and I'll see you in the next one.